Hi, I'm here today with Beth and Giselle, and they're doing the question, what was it like to be a child 100 years ago? So, what question are you focusing on and why are you focusing on it?
Today we're focusing on what children's life was like 100 years ago. We did this because it links on to many other questions like what toys did they play with, how the war affected them and how it globally changed the planet.
How are you presenting your work?
We're presenting our work by a PowerPoint, a poster, a game and other objects like a doll's house and a doll.
What resource are you using?
We've been using recycled fabrics, wooden needles because they wouldn't have used needles in those days because all the metal would have been turned into weapons, and we've used things like stripped wood and knives to cut them and string.
So, how did you find all your information? Was it the internet or books?
Internet and books actually.
When you say internet, what sites have you been using?
We've been using stuff like worldwar1.com and Wikipedia.
Can you explain a bit about how their toys were made?
Well, years ago they would have not threaded them through, but they would have probably used resources like wood. That's how they used chess. They would have made paper versions of the chessboard, like Beth's presenting there, and that's how they would have made snakes and ladders as well, drawing on them. They would have cut holes instead of with a needle, and they would have threaded a string through by the hands.
Why were so many of Britain's children poor?
Because their fathers were fighting in the war and the mothers had to look after them, so they couldn't get an income and they couldn't make any money.
So, did any of the children in World War I get an education? And if so, if they didn't, why not?
Well, rich children, like boys, would go to boarding school, but the middle class children would have still gone to schools, but they would have been set up in houses and things like that. But very, very poor people would have probably been taught how to knit and sew, read and write by their mothers.
So Beth, can you give us an interesting fact?
Some of the boys and some of the girls, age 18 to 14, would have had to work to provide an income for their families.
Thank you, that's all we got time for, and goodbye.